Welcome. Today we're going to create this beautiful pumpkin arrangement, and I'll explain some of this as we get going. I'm Debbie Bailey with Circle of Love Wreath Company. I just want you to kind of sit back and relax, and hopefully if you comment, that will help me on my YouTube. Also, let me know where you're from. Say hi in the comments. Let me know where you're from. If you can't hear me, also let me know. Of course, it's been a long time, or not a long time, it's been a while since I've gone live, so I'm not really sure how today will go, but we're gonna stick with it, and we're gonna do it. Also, I'd like for your opinion. I plan on going live at least once a week. This is a lasso wreath that I did in Boho Batty. It's Heather Williams. She taught us how to do that. So I'm going to go and we're going to design a lasso wreath one time. If there's some other things, please let me know in the comments. If you want to see something else, more table arrangements, if you want to see more grapevine wreaths, more evergreen wreaths, whatever you want to see, just let me know in the comments. See if I can see the comments real quick.
I'm looking to see if there are any yet.
Maybe it's just us three, you and me and this. All right.
And I've got it on my computer.
Okay. Also, I'd like for you to subscribe to my channel. We're trying to get monetized, so the more people I have subscribing and watching my videos and my shorts will help. If there is a how-to or a demonstration you would like made, just let me know too. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Let me turn you down here to my table. This is the pumpkin wreath. Maybe it needs to be back so you can see. This is a 14-inch grapevine. I broke it up and I pulled it apart like this. And this is going to be the backdrop for our design. I'm going to pull it up like this at the end, right like this. See if you can turn it around and you can see. I'll use U-pins to pin it in. And it's going to be part of the arrangement. So before we do that, I want to go ahead and first do this. This is gaps and cracks that I used. I went outside. If you'd like me to demonstrate how to do this, let me know in the comments about it too. I use a knife. I cut out all the humps because when you use gaps and cracks, it's going to have little bumps and it's not going to be smooth. What we're going to do is we're going to use some moss. This is going to, no, not this moss. This is moss. This is green moss. We're going to use some Spanish moss since it's fall, and we're going to put it on top.
That's working.
Okay. So I'm going to pull some of this off. And this is going to go here as our face around our pumpkin. You don't want to glue this on, friends, because when you do, then it's hard to get your picks in here. And another tip that I just heard too, which sometimes you can go ahead and design and then come back and glue. So I'm just going to use my U-pins. They're floral wires or flower pins. And I'm just going to go in here. Now, if it was a spring wreath, then I might use the moss, or summer, and maybe Christmas. But for today, we're gonna use the Spanish moss. Thank you. Over here for some more. I don't want that stick in there, but I'll cut it out. You want to kind of compact it in here. I go around the bottom here by my pumpkin, and I'm going to trim the Spanish moss because I don't want it covering up my pumpkin. And while I'm doing this, let me kind of dust this off. This is just an orange pumpkin, and I learned in the Candy Crew how to make a designer pumpkin from it. What I did, I'm just going to tell you, is I just used a knife, hot knife, and cut that, and then you used a flat and you stuff your fabric in between it. And then to cover up the seams, you use a decorative trim. One thing, if you're going to do this, I want to tell you, is you want to make sure you get plenty of the decorative trim, because I just want to be real. This is the back of my pumpkin here, okay? You'll notice this is a little bit different than this. It's not going to matter because my grapevine is going to cover that part up, but just always make sure you buy plenty of your trim. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our grapevine and we're going to use our U-pins, and we're going to pin it up here. So that way our grapevine will be there. I'm going to go pretty high so I can hide my U-pin. So now it's just holding in place. And this U-pin will probably be covered up. I'll make sure it's covered up whenever I'm around. Spanish moss is so messy, and I don't know about you, but I like to keep a nice clean area. The more I craft, the more I learn, the more I like to keep things tidy. So here it is. So we put our grapevine, we broke it apart, and I'll make a short tutorial to show you how to do that in case you want to do that. Here's the back. You can see it's coming up, just like that. Here's the front, okay? The first thing we want to do is start with our first layer or a base layer. And I guess I should have showed you some of the stuff that we're going to use. I have some of this, the filler. This is going to be our base. It's ficus gold leaves. That's going to be our base. I have some fall fern that I'm going to use. Fall leaves. Some more boho fern. I'm not quite sure how we're going to use it, but I'm going to try. Have some of this. Some more fern, phoenix fern. Some more filler. Over here, I have some small ranunculus. I have some peonies, a hydrangea, some cream peonies, some mums, and another bush. Not sure if we'll use all this, but I have it available to see. Okay, I think I'm going to go back to this and I'm going to give this kind of some trim. My flowers are going to be covering this up a lot. So I'm going to cut this at the base. I think I'll start out with 2. We'll see how it goes. So I'm bending this down because I want it to come kind of out to the side here. And we'll just stick it in. You want to hold your leaves back and you'll stick it in. And a little stubborn, it's probably because of all the moss I had on it. We're going to kind of build up in the back. So I'm going to have my longest piece in the back here. You might wonder where I got this stem. I'll have to look it up. It was a dried floral shop is where it was. my goal is to kind of have it trailing down over here. So I'm going to use another piece of this. Kind of right in here so it kind of goes down on the grapevine. We're going to go in next with our fern. I'm cutting these long because I'm not sure what the length will be. This I bought from Jams Designs, the gold ficus leaves. The fern came from Jams Designs. This is what's so cool about this is the slider. You see it slides up and down. So I'm going to slide it up. And I'm going to start layering it on top. You want to make sure whenever you're doing this, friends, that the right leaves are facing the top. You just twist it. See how that's the back of the leaf? I want to turn it around so the front of it is facing up. This, I don't quite need this long. So we're going to come in right on top of the ficus leaves and just layer it all the way around. I only have one of these, so I have to make sure that I have enough. So we'll do spares. We won't put as many in. Again, you want to make sure your leaves are facing the right direction. And with these, you can always come back later on and turn them around. All I'm doing is starting at the bottom and I'm going to layer it up. This aside and this aside because I'm sure I might need to come back later on. Next, we're gonna start with our biggest floral, which is this, and since this is the burgundy, I want it to be in the front. I only have one. This stem is very thick, so whenever I have that issue, I like to use my needle nose to, not in my glue, I don't want to put my needle nose in my glue. I'm going to use my needle nose in here. If you're just joining me, thank you for joining. Please let me know where you're from, where you're watching from. And while I'm doing this, let me know what you'd like to see. What type of tutorials do you want to see? Here, time for that glue. Here. And bend it down. We may have to come back and trim that some more. I think we are, because I just don't like it being that tall. I want the taller florals in the back, and I want this here in the front. There. Then we're going to come back in, maybe with our beige. And a little bit of a goldish orange. This, I'm turning it around so I can see better what I'm doing. I want this one to kind of go up like this. You can bend the stems whichever way you want them to go. I'm using my biggest florals first. I'm cutting on an angle. Always cut your limbs on an angle. I don't really like those leaves, so I'm going to take them off. And this is going to come right over here. What I'm trying to do is make a triangle. You see, I probably should have waited to the end to add the grapevine. Just take note, if you do this, add to the end to add your grapevine. Cut this a little bit smaller. We're going to come back here because with a table arrangement, you want it to be pretty from all sides. So since I have one here, we're going to come back over here and make it a little bit higher. Since I have this orange one here, I'm going to go opposite and put it over here. This one, I'm going to kind of make it where it's hanging down. And I can just tell by looking at it that I have this, so I need something over here. I need the orange over here, or the gold orange. So I have another one here, and it's gonna go right over here. Sorry, coming together. Come back over here. If you're here, let me know what you think about adding some of this Phoenix fern in. Let me know in the comments. I'm just not really sure about it. Everything that I have used so far, with the exception of the pumpkin and the grapevine, I bought at Jam's Designs and Supplies. If you're a member of the crew, if you're not a member of the crew, you probably should join, because that's where I started, and that's where I started learning so much from Candy and Jam. And for the boho, for my cowgirl stuff, I've learned from Heather Williams. So, wonderful people, very helpful, will help you do anything, will help you learn pretty much anything, answer your questions. What do you think? I'm thinking yes. We're gonna try it. We won't glue it. I'm not gonna commit. I'm just gonna, I think I wanna make it shorter. Again, you have to cut it on the angle. There, I like that. The way I cut this is there's 3 or really 6 leaves on each stem. They come in 3 stems to a pack. You take it and you bend it out. You bend your fern out. And you can twist it. So since I have that one there, I'm gonna come back over here, I think, for this one. Again, I'm using 3. This one kind of broke off. Let me see what it's saying. Mike, other people can see your comment too. My husband's watching me to help me. I don't know what I would do without him. Up there. This is what it looks like so far. I think we're going to start with the brown. This is the Phoenix turn. Just cut one stem off. This is a little bit harder to cut, but again, you just kind of bend. Now this will break off. This isn't as forgiving as the beige. it will break off. So we're gonna come back over here and kind of stick this one out. And I can tell it needs to be shorter. When you're doing this, a lot of it is watching other people create and then just finding your own style. And that's what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to find my own style, what I like, what I think looks good. You cut this right here at the end. You see how this one is coming out? Then you just bring your clippers and cut it right there. I'm so glad you decided to join me today. I apologize for getting started late. I apologize for getting nervous, but that's okay. We all get nervous. This, that there, that there. I think we're gonna hold on this one. We're gonna start with this next. What I'm doing is I have my florals. I probably need to find a third beige because I have 3 orange, so I need 3 beige florals, and I know I have them right here. So those 3 are there. So this one I think is gonna come right down here, because remember I said I want it kind of trailing down the side. So this one's gonna come right there. And I'm gonna put it right in here. I'm gonna go with this eucalyptus leaf next. Again, you want your leaves facing the front, and this is another slider, so I'm just going to slide the leaves up. This is going to go in between here to kind of fill in for us. So I can see. You hear my poor little dog. He wants to go outside. I'll have to get my husband in here to come and let him outside, because I'm stuck behind this table and I have stuff everywhere. So it's kind of hard getting in and out. Again, I'm bending this down because I want it to be down. You know, everything in nature doesn't always grow the same direction. Just kind of turning it down. And I know it still looks sparse, but it won't, because we're going to continue filling in with our fillers, and I have some more flowers that we're going to use. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments if you have questions, because with YouTube, the way we get our videos seen is with, when you go live, if you have comments, because we don't really get credit for people watching them while you're live. We get credit for when they watch the replays, but we do get credit when people comment. So let me know where you're watching from. Let me know your favorite season, maybe. I think I'm going to add some of these. These I bought at Hobby Lobby. And I don't know if I'm going to glue them because I don't know if I have enough. We're just going to try. I like this better. I like this one better. If you don't follow me on Facebook, you might want to check out my Facebook. I try to mainly stay on YouTube for my lives and for my how-tos. There, see how I spread it out? That's going to look really pretty in there. I think I'm going to cut it up a little bit. I was just checking to see if anyone commented. I have my computer over to the side. Again, when you're doing this and you only have one stem, you want to kind of see where you're going to place them, because you want to make sure you have enough placed out. I'm going to put this, I have this one up here, so I always go opposite. So this one's over here. So I have one here, one over here. Now I need to come up here to my triangle. And we have this one coming down. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now what I do is I set it back and I kind of look at it to see what I need. I think I need one right here. We're kind of covering up the stem, and that was not at all what I wanted to do. I wanted the stem to show. That's why I haven't put anything right here, but you can see it looks like I have a big hole right there. So we're going to have to work on that. on this bush, I like to use these for fillers, and they fill in a lot of the gaps. All I'm doing now is just basically trying to fill in my arrangement. And I can already see, let me go ahead and show you, the bottom of this, I'm going to have to glue this onto a wood base, and then it will hold itself up. I'll show you a picture whenever I get done. Let's see what else. Here it is. You see how that filled in the hole right there? Now we're going to come back with these filler flowers and put these in, and I'll probably add some more filler. I have some of this I can add into. So I'm just going to cut up my filler and put over here. This was left over from my project, my last Wreath project. This is the long stem, and what we can do, this is not a pusher, but what we can do is break it in two. And right here where the stem is, the bottom leaves are coming up, I just clip it right there. And there you have two. So this is gonna make a good filler. So we're just gonna kind of go in where we need the filler. And if this happens, it happens a lot to me, where the plastic around the stem, when you dip it in the glue, melts off. I just clip off the plastic, and then you have a wire stem. So I'm gonna make that a little bit shorter. Save these pieces, and we're going to go in some of these. This is another bush that I had left over. I don't ever throw anything away. If I don't use it all, I save it. And since I need this stem to be long, I'm gonna go in here, I'm gonna cut this off. So that way it will be longer, show up through this. Turn it back around here. And I can tell right here, I have burgundy there, I want burgundy over here somewhere. So I'm gonna push back the floral. And I can tell it needs to be shorter. Friends, don't do like I did. Put your pumpkin on a base before you try to design with it. Learn from my mistakes. Here. Let's see. Go in with this one, and I'm going to go over, I think, right back here, like that. Take off that the leaves, I mean. I get designs in my head. I think, oh, I want to do this. I think this would be cool. But then when I start designing with it, then I realize, hey, that didn't work out. But that's okay. I think I need one more thing right in here, and then I think I'm gonna look at it, stand back, because that's one of my tips. Whenever you're designing, you need to step back and look at your design to see how it looks, to see what it looks like. And I can tell, I'll hold it up. See how I have a hole right there? That's why I know I need something else right there. So I have another hydrangea or a peony. Let me know in the comments. If you're still watching, let me know in the comments. Do you like this, or do you think the hydrangea would look better? I'll go ahead and clip them both off. And we'll test it out and see what you think. I think the peony. And I think I'm going to put one over here too. You hold it up and see what you think. I think it's the peony. I just kind of covered up my stem. I should have made my stem longer. back over here. Maybe a hydrangea. Back over here. Oh, my hydrangea came off. That's okay. We'll just add a little glue to the end, and we'll stick it back on there. There. All right. Remember, I didn't glue the wreath down yet, so we're going to take it out so you can see the arrangement. This is a grapevine. If you joined in later, I took a 14-inch grapevine, cut it apart, and this is going to come up on the back of my floral arrangement. This is the front. I wanted it to kind of drape down to the side over here. You can see the top is full. So, let me turn the camera up. All right, thank you so much for joining me. This was an adventure, I know, but hey, this is how we learn. I learn as I go, and I want to teach you so that you can learn as I go too, and learn from my mistakes. That's okay. We all have them, but when you rather learn from my mistakes than learn from yours. So, this is the whole pumpkin. You can see the bottom of the pumpkin here and how this kind of drapes down the top of the pumpkin. I'm going to put it on a wood base. Let me grab one right here and I can show you. So if you want to do this, you can also do it and just here's the wood base. I'm going to set it on. I'm going to stain it. I bought this at Walmart. I'm going to stain it, and then I'll use Gorilla Glue, not hot glue, but Gorilla Glue, and I'll set it on here, and then I will arrange. Let me just go and show you how to do it. You stain. I'll turn you back down. Don't mean to make you dizzy. You stain this or paint it, whatever you want to do. We're going to put our grapevine down because this is going to be what's on it. It's going to be part of the decoration. And then we're going to put Gorilla Glue, not hot glue, Gorilla Glue right here around the edge and on the piece of wood. And then we'll use hot glue around. Don't mix the two. The hot glue will hold it in place until the Gorilla Glue, the permanent glue, adheres to the wood. So, and then you can work with your grapevine and put it up. Thank you for joining me. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my channel. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also go to my Pinterest page and follow along there. All the social medias I have. If you want, what I really would love for you to do, I need practice. As you can tell, I need practice going live, and I need to build my community. So if you enjoyed this, please let me know in the comments. Give me a thumbs up or something in the comments to let me know that you enjoyed this. If there's something else that you think you would like to learn, and maybe if I don't know it, which I probably don't, then I'll learn how to do it, and I'll be glad to share my information. We're all here to learn. Thank you so much. It's Debbie Bailey with Circle of Love Wreaths. Have a wonderful weekend.